Hi, how are you? Today's video is a video I've not done in a while. I wanted to talk about the saddest album I have ever made. If you're like me, you've made music for many, many years. I've been making music for over 10 years now, about 10 years. I would say roughly around 10 years. And I've released a lot of music, a lot of different styles. And this is not a humble brag, it's just reality. Go look at the YouTube page. But tons of it. There's one album though that has always been my favorite and most memorable, but also not in the best way. The band You Are a Soul. I'm looking it up right now to make sure I get the right track listing because I can't remember it myself. So, You Are a Soul released a album. It was released on January 3rd, 2020. On January 3rd, 2020, You Are a Soul released Descent, which the artwork will be around here somewhere. Out of all the albums I've released, that for You Are a Soul, exclusively You Are a Soul, that has been my favorite album of all time. Mainly because I think it sounds the best. But it's also my favorite because I could put myself exactly where I was when I made that album. The whole album deals with depression. And in that season, I was depressed. And a lot of the titles deal with that and what I was dealing with at the time. And it's insane that certain albums that you make and 5 years after the fact, you can still go there. Because I know exactly where I was, what was around me. I was living in a tiny house, actually. A 12 by 30. We morphed it into a tiny house. And my desk was near the front of it. The front door was behind me. And the front door was behind me right there. And I was facing the wall here. And then right over here, right over the corner was the window. And it was winter. And a lot of snow and cold. And when I made the album. And when it was released. It's so weird that I could just place myself right there and just the feeling I had when I made that album. And it's also, of course, with the album dealing with depression, I can look back now because I'm not in that same mindset that I was back then. And it's insane to be look at the titles and know each feeling I had at the time. One cool thing about the album is a lot of it's improv. I've never said this to anyone. A lot of those songs are leftover tracks that I've morphed into songs. Some songs are just improv tracks that I made and then added instruments over top of it. And I mixed the whole thing on an iMac with the speakers in a iMac. Funny enough. It's so weird because at the time, I'm not meaning to get super religious. I've always been a Christian, but in that moment, it was probably top 5 hardest moments in my walk in being a Christian. And that album really, really kind of depicts it very well where I was. And I think what the meaning of this video is, it's wild and something to always strive for, to always make an album and be very true and real to where you are at that moment. Because you'll look 5 years down the road and be like, wow. It's almost surreal. It's almost hard and weird to feel. It is. Some songs are actually funny. The first song on the album, 88, there's a glitch. There's a glitch in the song because the iMac I was using was old. And it was out on its last leg. I still have it right over there. It was on its last leg. But it has my favorite song that You Are a Soul has ever released, 88, which is from Psalm 88, which is, I think, a sad one. There's a glitch when the lead guitar kicks in where the computer doesn't catch up, so it blips in and kind of fades in, fades out, fades in. I don't know if you can hear it. I hear it. The other songs in there, actually, so many things about this album. A lot of the songs were a lot shorter than they ended up being. I had to do a lot of tricks and cool stuff that I like the end of songs, like a lot of reverse stuff, sound effect stuff, which sounds awesome. But it's also a great tip if you don't want your song as short as it is, add weird stuff at the end of it. Make it crazy. Yeah, it is. This is Soul Descent is probably the saddest album. It's a close second to one of the first Soul albums called Dark, which is actually about the passing of my grandmother like 2 years before Descent even happened. I think it's always great. So I guess the whole meaning of this video, I'm kind of rambling, but kind of explaining this album. The whole meaning behind the album, and advice to you as a musician is, be real with where you are when you write a song. Talk about the nitty-gritty dark stuff, because it helps you heal. It helps you move on. It helps you realize, put perspective into things. And 5 years down the road, you will look and be like, wow, I'm glad I made it real, because I've grown so much as a person. Like, 2020 me was in such a complete different place than I am now. I wasn't with my wife. I was single, pretty much a loner, didn't really talk to anyone. It was a weird time in my life. And every now and again I'll go listen back to it, because there's some songs on there that I just like to listen to. And it's really rare for me to like one of my own songs, because I hate listening to my own stuff. But it's like, I listen back and I'm almost proud, but proud's not the right word. Aware? I guess aware would be the better word, of like where I am now. Because I'm not going to say that I've got it all taken care of in my brain. I don't think any of us do. But to know where I've come from, I'm aware of it. Because I don't want to say I'm proud, because I don't want to be prideful about anything, especially my own self. I definitely don't want that. So I guess the advice for this video is, if you make music and you make an album and you write songs, be real. Talk about the stuff you're going through. Talk about it. It's okay to talk about it. It always irks me when I hear people like tell people like, you can't be vulnerable. Like, by golly, we should be. If we're not vulnerable and opening up what's going on in here, how can we grow as people? Just take this advice as an encouragement to be real and open. Because trust me, that Soul Descent is dark. It's sad. And it might not sound sad to other people, because I've had other people listen to it and they don't get the same feeling that I do, which is a funny thing. You'll make an album where you are severely depressed and then someone else hears it and they get a totally different vibe from it. And that's a really interesting thing to happen. I will have the link in the description for Apple Music and Spotify for you to go listen to it. I mean, there are great songs on there. My favorites are 88, As Gravity, I Am Descent. I think I Am Descent is a close second for my second favorite. And Aftershock Linger is also a great one. I love the shorter ones. The long ones are slow burners, but they're great background music. If I had to like pick one Soul album to like say, this is what Soul sounds like, it's that one. So thank you so much for watching. Weird video, bit of a rant, but I hope it was helpful to someone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to come by a live stream. We're going to be trying to live stream at 10 p.m. every night. That's the goal. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Thank you and goodbye.